Just 2 months ago, voters in Myanmar braved the Wuhan virus to cast their ballots for the second election in a democratic Myanmar. But on Monday, it was all undone. The fragile democracy was crushed. Myanmar's military launched a coup. It was bloodless. The military seized power from Aung San Suu Kyi. It was captured in what has become a viral video. So unbelievable. It's almost a metaphor for life, some would say. So much happens as we dance to the tune of the world. Well, no time for philosophy for the people of Myanmar, though. This woman was filming an exercise routine as a coup unfolded behind her. The vehicles you see belong to the military. They were rushing towards the parliament building in Naypyidaw. This was how it began. Today is day 2. The military is fully in charge. The generals have named a new cabinet. They've appointed 11 new ministers. What about Aung San Suu Kyi? Where is she? The world has no clue. Myanmar's military sees no reason to share updates on her. Reports say that she is under house arrest. A confirmation or denial may not come in a hurry. Suu Kyi has seen this before, of course. She's been under house arrest in the past, but this one's very different. When she was last released in 2010, she was the world's most famous political prisoner. Today, she seems to have lost her voice and some of her credibility. Her party, the National League for Democracy Party, is demanding the release of all detained leaders. An unsigned statement is doing the rounds. This was shared by Suu Kyi's party. It carries her name. It says, and I'm quoting, "The actions of the military are actions to put the country back under dictatorship. I urge people not to accept this." But Myanmar's de facto leader and her party are now powerless. Just 2 months ago, Suu Kyi won the election with more than 80% of the vote. Well, now she's almost helpless. How did this happen? It began soon after the result. The military-backed party, the Union Solidarity and Development Party, raised allegations of voter fraud. They said the election was not fair. They demanded a rerun. The military supported these allegations. And without proof, they claim to have found more than 10 million suspect votes. And on this basis, they launched a coup. The warning signs were all there. Last week, we told you about the possibility of a coup on this very show. And this week, we reported as it happened. While the world's leading powers were looking the other way, now they have woken up. The United Nations led the global condemnation of the coup, with Secretary General Antonio Guterres expressing grave concern over the military takeover. A United Nations human rights expert has called for sanctions and arms embargo against Myanmar. The Biden administration is also threatening sanctions. A statement from the White House calls the coup a quote-unquote direct assault on the country's transition to democracy and rule of law. During a press conference, a reporter asked if President Biden was sending a message to China with those words. Here is what the White House spokesperson said in response.
I think it's a message to all countries in the region and countries who, will be asked to respond or to consider what the appropriate response will be in reaction to the events that have happened over the past couple of days.
So why is the world talking about China? Because China's response to this coup has been in stark contrast with the rest of the world. China's state-owned wire service Xinhua is calling the coup in Myanmar a quote-unquote major cabinet reshuffle. Can you believe it? When Beijing was asked about Myanmar, this is what they said. The diplomats refused to discuss if the Chinese government had warned Myanmar's military leadership against a coup.
We have noticed what is happening in Myanmar. China is a friendly neighbor of Myanmar, and we hope all sides in Myanmar can deal with divergence under the rule of law and constitution and maintain political and social stability.
So is China's response a tacit approval for the coup in Myanmar? China is not known to mince its words. This muted response says a lot. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.